There used to be a guy on YouTube. His name was Mr. E. Yeah, Mr. E is an echo. The theme to his videos was pretty entertaining. He would go about talking how so many people in the music industry, in Hollywood, so many alleged females were actually male to female. That's really interesting. And he went on to talk about different body ratios, shoulder to head ratios and hip ratios. He got removed several times. Now you can still find uploads of his videos on other platforms. I don't know if he's completely correct, but there are some really interesting things that have come out after a while. Things regarding, well, just imagery of, say, Taylor Swift. It's interesting that her alleged boyfriend, this football guy, also happens to be a spokesperson for Pfizer. Oh, there's no controversy surrounding Pfizer. They're just your good old all-American pharmaceutical company, aren't they? They only want what's best for you. Do you think many of the heads of corporations get there organically, or are they part of a club? I've started to think so. One of the reasons I think that is my corporation, my previous employer, brought in a CEO, hired a CEO that used to work for another tech giant. Of course, I can't name any names. The communications that came out of that person's email address, if that person wrote those communications, I think that person was an absolute flippin' moron, a woke schlub. Is there any other kind? If you're woke, you're a schlub. You've fallen for the agenda. That's pathetic. At least your mom hasn't fallen for the agenda. She and I get along quite well. It's interesting that so many of these giant corporations donate to certain causes. They stand up for and they support certain causes, sometimes to the detriment of their own company. Is it the CEO directing this? Is it really the CEO directing this? Some people say that BlackRock, the financing that comes out of BlackRock, has been the major source of all the inclusivity going on. The alleged inclusivity. You're included if you're a certain way. You're ostracized, possibly, if you're a certain other way. That's fishy, isn't it? So what is BlackRock bankrolling? And why? Who are these people? Does BlackRock come up with their own agenda organically? Or is even BlackRock controlled? How high up does it go? And who's at the top? Most people, nearly all people, don't understand the oppression they're really under. The weight that's borne upon their shoulders. Oh, that sounded poetic, didn't it? Borne upon their shoulders. The weight that they carry around. The weight that's imparted to them by, well, the mainstream media, for one, but all of these institutions for another. When it's not the, quote, news telling us something, it's commercials, right? Big corporations, some of them big corporations, pushing what they believe or what they're told to push. Imagine if all that went away. So it's not going to be like a Beatles song. Imagine there's no blah, 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 blah. Shut up, hippie. I don't need your little hippie propaganda. We're surrounded by dirtbags. We're all here. The only thing left to do is make fun of jazz boys and play our power chords. That's how we fight back against the system. Together. You and me. Wading through the muck. If you like what I'm doing here, good for you.